you? We were just talking about Star Wars
We
stuff.
were, yeah.
Hello, and welcome to Remember the Arrowverse. I remember the Arrowverse. Do you remember?
I do, yeah.
Yeah.
I do remember.
I just watched part of it earlier today.
Same, yeah.
Whoa, crazy.
Crazy.
I guess we
Like we're
should
doing a
talk
podcast
about
or
that.
something.
Yeah, we didn't plan on doing this.
Okay.
We just, happened to be in the same place and have microphones
Yeah,
and a
everything's set
camera.
up. Right,
Yeah.
right.
So yes, welcome to the Remember the Arrowverse podcast. Here we are. We do this. We try and do it every week.
Yep.
We missed one week so far, so
Yep.
shame on us.
Shame on us. Shame for me being sick.
Shame. Yep.
Shame.
That's okay. It happens to all of us.
It does.
All the weak ones of us.
All the week.
And today we're talking about, I don't even remember these episodes titles.
It's 7 and 8.
7 and 8
I don't
of
know.
the TV show Arrow.
Season 1.
Yeah, I might put the titles on screen. If not, they're going to be in the title of this podcast episode. But this is The Huntress. It's kind of a two-parter. Not necessarily a two-parter, but they're very...
Intertwined.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's, like one step away from a two-parter, let's say.
Yeah, same character, same kind of story.
Yeah. So, I was talking to you beforehand, and because I don't really have any notes today,
Yeah.
I figured we might try something new and just sort of walk through the plot, what I remember of it.
Yeah.
And you can add anything I might miss or stuff like that.
Okay.
And then if some weirdo decides to listen without watching the episodes, they'll kind of also have an idea of what we're talking about.
Correct.
But highly recommended you all watch the episodes because they're worth watching.
Yes.
Even the bad ones have some fun to them.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So this episode starts. Oliver Queen is on a motorcycle.
He is on a motorcycle.
He's also on the phone with his sister. His sister's like, you gotta eat some salad with mom or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then mom is like, she's like, I don't want to do business with you because you're shady. Not to Oliver, to some other guy.
Some random guy.
And then the biker comes, shoots at the guy that mom is talking to. Yeah. And then accidentally shoots mom. Oliver runs after the guy. It's a whole thing. The guy that is very clearly not a man.
Yeah.
Which is, I always found that even the first time I watched it, I was like, there is clearly this is a curvaceous person.
Right?
Yeah.
Clearly not a male.
Yeah. But, all that being said, what happens? Outriver. The family's mad at Oliver, and because he ran after the guy,
left his mother.
Yeah. Yeah.
Defend for herself.
And Thea sort of gets after him. Man, I honestly don't remember what happened after that. I watched this 10 seconds ago.
He just basically goes back, talks to Diggle.
Right.
He figures out. I don't even know the one of the episodes.
Yeah.
He goes by. He figures out it was the daughter, the guy's daughter.
Right.
And then.
Yeah. Oh.
They end up having.
I did want to just talk about that for a second.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the dinner between the daughter.
Yeah, and that's because something was going on. He had to leave, so his daughter is kind of like an ambassador.
Yeah. And
situation.
I felt like that was just very sort of contrived.
I have a lot to say about these.
Okay. All right. I'm curious. I kind of feel like this is gonna be one of the times where we have a lot of opposite sort of thoughts.
Let's just go through the overview and then I'll say what I like and dislike.
Okay.
There's kind of controversial thoughts ahead of these ones.
Okay. So they're on a date.
Yep. Professional date.
Right.
Kind of a thing.
Right. Yeah. It's like a weird thing, and they're like, actually, neither of us want to talk about business or anything. We just want to kiss or something. And then
talking about trauma.
Right. Yeah, which is very similar to kissing, I guess.
And then
what?
Oh, she leaves.
She leaves. No, he leaves. He has to leave. Diggle calls him. Diggle's like, hey, there's some stuff that's gonna go down at this restaurant. He's like, guess what? I'm there, bro.
Oh, right. And then he goes to the restaurant to see her there. He stops her.
He pulls off her helmet. She's like, oh, I'm the woman you were just having dinner with. And then what else happens? Walter comes back. That's sort of connected.
Yeah, he comes back.
There's a little bit of stuff with Walter and Felicity.
And then Oliver meets the girl at the graveyard where they get kidnapped.
Right.
And then they break out and kill the head of security for her dad.
Yeah.
And that's where she finds out that he killed her fiance, which is why she's trying to hate her dad and stuff. Yeah. We just found out a lot.
It's very fast paced.
It's very fast paced episode.
And then Diggle complains to Oliver a whole bunch. He's like, "Oh, you're being stupid." Because he is being stupid. Yeah.
He's trying to save her, the hero.
And then there's no real other big events that happen until the episode ends, where he shows up in her room and he's like, I'm the vigilante, and you know it, and let's do some kissing.
Oh yeah, and then the end kissing and stuff like that.
And stuff like that.
Okay. So, what are your likes and dislikes then that you can think of?
So,
because I am getting it.
Off the top of my head, I'm sort of torn because I think I don't like the relationship, but also the show presents it as a bad relationship, and I think it's a pretty good representation of a sort of bad relationship. So I'm
very similar.
I'm sort of torn about that because it's like, it does feel like sort of that like Twilight romance where it's like, oh, we're so cursed to be in love and stuff like that. But again, it presents the relationship as being probably not the best. So, I kind of I feel like it makes sense. Hold their attention for a second. I want to close this door.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So I actually had a very similar note on that, but I think I'll start it this way instead.
Okay.
The beginning of this episode, when I started watching it, was like, okay, the whole thing about him thinking he was a guy was again like a little bit like, that's kind of stupid. But to be fair, maybe it's traumatic and you get to see the person, but it's like that's very clearly a word.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Chase is very obviously the catcher. I do enjoy that. Yeah. And it kind of shows the controversy between him wanting to be a hero and him having to stay with his mom. Obviously, he should have stayed with his mom, but I get the adrenaline rush in the moment. Right. The fact that Speedy knows that Oliver's lying, again, I just like that about the relationship. And it started off really, really great, but the rest of the episode, in my opinion, was kind of trash.
Okay.
Both these episodes today, I think, are by far the worst episodes in the series thus far.
Yeah.
And there are some reasons for it, and it's not like they're all bad.
Right.
It's just like there's so many things. Yeah. Did you ever watch the last season of Stranger Things?
No, I don't know.
Not to spoil anything. The whole show, I really like Stranger Things, my favorite TV show. Yeah. All 4 of these series are great. Obviously, there's a couple things here and there I disagree with. But season 5 was like how I felt about these two episodes, where they weren't inherently bad. The characters were great. All that stuff was great.
Yeah.
They just needed to get something done, and they did it in a way that doesn't make any sense. And it's like, so part of me feels like, Oliver was great. All these actors did fine. It was just like, I felt like every single situation that came up on these 2 episodes, they kind of just messed up, in my opinion. So, for example, here, Oh, and another thing I did like is the return of Walter, which you brought up.
Mhm.
I did like that because it's about time he comes back.
Right.
And Tommy and Lance, I will say, in these 2 episodes were great.
Okay.
I have no complaints about this. I know I'm not a big fan of both of them,
Yeah.
but that whole how they handle it in both episodes, I won't talk about because I'll talk about just the first episode. How they handled that was, I like that actually, and you know I don't really like Tommy and Lance.
Right.
So I will say that was a great thing. And like you said, I'll do the finish my likes, I guess, because it's one of his things.
Okay. Yeah.
The idea of Oliver's relationship was a great idea. It made sense that he would, you know, he's in denial that he still likes Laurel, right? So he wants to, you know, it makes sense that in this part of the series, you'd want to give him another minor relationship, you know, for him to test the waters and realize that it's not going to work out, right? The issue that I have with this is that, well, first, I just think they handle it wrong, but they do the first half of this episode is by far the slowest Arrow episode. You go into it, and I was thinking, if I was a new watcher, say one of my friends sat down with me starting at this episode,
Right.
there's no way they would want to keep watching due to the fact that it is so slow, and there's not really a plot for like the first half, and then the second half, boom, they get. You know, wait 1 second. I'm just gonna make sure it's the third episode. So that's probably. Yeah, that's the one where they get abducted. Yeah, they get abducted and everything's happening so quick. They're pushing in so much dialogue and so much action. They weren't able to proportion this out, Greg. So the first half's super boring, and then the second half's fine.
Yeah.
But it's like by this time, you're like, whoa, everything's happening so quickly.
Yeah.
Right? I can see where that'd be a big turnoff for a lot of people.
Yeah.
So there's stuff like that.
Yeah. It does sound like we actually do more agree on this one than most episodes. Yeah.
The Tommy's dad scene. So at first I didn't know that was his dad.
Right.
So when you reveal that at first, it's like sick. This is like hype. And then for the rest of the episode, they drop it, and then later, since they don't do anything with it, and not to spoil anything, but in the next episode they also don't do anything with it. That was something that could have shaped out so cool, and it feels like they just wasted it. Like I have no clue why they had to reveal that in that episode. There's no reason, right?
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where you're like, it's supposed to be a plot twist, but you're like, oh my goodness. But when you have a plot twist, you focus on the plot twist, and instead they plot twisted it, and then now you just know that for no reason at all because it hasn't affected the story.
It is kind of interesting because I really remembered the reveal.
Yeah.
I remembered it being like the end of an episode,
And
which would make
midway.
But I guess the reason they did it is because they had to line it up with like Tommy's. Oh, I'm cut off from my dad's money and now to be a responsible adult.
The thing is, though, they didn't have to show who his dad was. He could have said, "Yeah, I took my dad." Wrong, right?
Sure.
If they put it at the end of an episode, that would have partially justified it due to the fact that at least you want to watch the next episode. But you know that this guy is probably going to be a villain, right? And there's like, I don't know. It's one of those things. It's like,
it's really weird when
why
he
would you
ends
reveal
up
that?
being the White Archer, and he's not a villain. He's just a super good guy.
Right.
Does
Totally.
nothing wrong ever.
Totally.
Yeah.
Like, totally.
His character, the White Archer.
The White Archer.
All of you guys know what I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
Dustin doesn't, because he hasn't seen this before.
Well, see, I know that character. So
Right.
I've seen him in later
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, you've seen the White Archer.
Yes.
You've seen him show up where he's like, I'm Supergirl's dad for some reason.
Yay.
And let's sing a song.
Yep.
That's why I remember that episode.
Yes. But you know what I'm talking about,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like, why would, like,
Yeah.
so at first, I was like, oh, it was really, I kind of rate the episode as it goes
Right.
until the final rating. But with this one, it was like, I was like, oh, my goodness, this is so cool. It's weird that they revealed it here, but of course they're doing it for a reason, and then they didn't. So now, I'm putting that as a negative.
Well,
Because now it's just like, you
I
had something
do-
so good and they wasted
I
it.
do have to wonder if maybe you didn't know a little bit about the character from other things. If maybe you would have different feelings.
Okay.
Because, like it is a very slow build where it's like first you just see him talking to the mom,
Yeah.
and then then you realize he's Tommy's dad, so that sort of connects him more. And
Right.
then, eventually he dresses up like an archer and only does good things and never does anything
Of
wrong.
course. Right.
It isn't the villain of season 1.
Of course.
Yeah.
Naturally. So obviously I really specified that I felt like they wasted that.
Mhm.
So it was at first I put it as a positive, and then after
Right.
watching the whole episode,
Yeah.
and I look at the whole series, I'm putting it as a negative. I'll do that one last. Yeah, I'll save those two for last.
Okay.
Again, with Oliver and this new girlfriend,
Mhm.
I don't like how they started it. It felt way too quick. There
Yeah.
wasn't any build up.
Yeah.
Like they've done this in Flash several times,
Mhm.
but never
They
had
do it
build
in Flash a lot.
Yes, they do it in Flash a lot. Most of them, though, again, I'm saying most of them, they kind of like built up to it slowly. Used a couple episodes to build up to it, and then,
Yeah.
well, this one, it's just like they just dive right into it. And I can explain why in the next episode, but I'm not going to reveal that until later in this episode.
Yeah.
So I have this, it's a part 2
Sure,
complaint.
sure. Okay. So,
When the girl
yes.
gets kidnapped
Mhm.
by her dad's security,
Mhm.
why the heck do they take Oliver with them?
Well,
It's not one of those things where you have to.
that's a good point.
Because the thing is
I
that
never-
it's not like they attacked her,
Mhm.
right, and then they were knocked unconscious, right? If they just said get in the van, and Oliver is from, they assume that Oliver Queen is not anything special. He's just
Right.
a rich kid, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Just like her, supposedly. They find out, oh, this girl is actually busting all of our operations. We should get her, right?
Yeah.
And figure it out, right?
Well,
So there's two
also,
things that happen.
Like,
that,
convenient that they just took them without talking to her dad.
right, and that's okay. That's what I was just about to say. Sorry,
I guess maybe because
they
like
found out.
he is her dad, they're like, oh, if we kill this woman, like maybe because their plan was to kill her.
Oh yeah.
So like probably, I guess he was trying to probably go behind his back. They
Well-
never necessarily say that though.
That's the thing.
Right,
So I was
like
gonna say that was this.
yeah.
Yeah. The one. So. Okay. Yeah. Oh my goodness. There's so many things about this. They take Oliver.
Yeah.
And in the scene, even in the scene, they say, "Get in the car now," right?
Uh-huh.
From Oliver Queen's perspective, as a rich, spoiled kid, it should be like, oh, like something happened in their family, they need her to go quickly, right?
Uh-huh.
Like, there's no reason for them to take Oliver Queen, and it quite frankly doesn't make sense. Because now what are you doing? You're gonna have to kill Oliver Queen too?
Yeah.
Like now he's a witness, and you're just gonna kill both of them? Like.
Well,
Whereas before, if you had just taken her, Oliver Queen would just be like, oh, interesting.
Yeah.
And even if they revealed that she had died, Oliver Queen, a rich fat kid, sorry, not fat kid, but just a rich,
very much not bad.
a rich punk, right?
Sure.
Kid goes to the police station and says, yeah, their head of security took her and then murdered her. No one's gonna believe that, right?
Right.
There's really no consequence for leaving Oliver there,
Yeah.
and there's no reason for taking him
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
they don't know he's involved in any way,
Right.
and so to punish him too doesn't really make sense when there's no need to.
So, to offer an alternative,
Yeah.
do my devil's advocate thing. Maybe they didn't know who Oliver Queen was. I mean, that's already a reach.
But the head of security did that because he's the one.
Oh yeah,
He's
because
the
he
one.
was there. Yeah. No, never mind. Doesn't matter.
So then the second part is, if you're head of security,
Mhm.
I'm your head of security. You're
Okay.
a big
You are.
billionaire.
Yes, and I am. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, exactly.
You're just talking about real life here,
Talking about
Dustin.
real life here, Dustin. Yeah.
Yeah. You just
But-
stand outside
so
my mansion
your
with
daughter-
your arms crossed all day, making sure no one gets in here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Your daughter has been busting your operations that I'm a part of.
Really?
Right? What? No.
Oh my goodness, I was wondering who was busting my operation.
I find out, right? And say I find out quickly, right?
Okay, yeah, yeah.
My first step would normally be, hey,
Mhm.
I forgot who did it. It's your daughter. I'll get her and I'll take her to you and then we'll figure this
Yeah.
out. Why does he not tell him?
Yeah.
Because you saw, okay,
Mhm.
this is spoiling something.
Yeah, yeah.
You saw in the second episode, he's willing to just kill her immediately if he needs to, right? And like, it's not that one of those things where he's like, I'll just imprison my daughter in my basement or something, right? Like, he didn't say anything, right, about it. This head of security is just like, hey, let's not tell our boss. Let's grab her, kill her. What's the next step then? You go back to your dad and say I killed her, or you just say nothing?
Well, maybe that's why they took Oliver. They're like, Oliver killed her, and then we shot Oliver.
Okay, I guess that is a reasonable explanation. Yeah, that's fair. It still just doesn't make any sense.
Right. They never say that or anything like that.
Why did they not communicate with him first? And then to speed things up too, the last 2 complaints about this episode, I've talked about this before. Power scaling and strength scaling in fights is so off in this episode. When she's fighting with Oliver, and then she's fighting with other males who are very obviously strong and well trained, it just doesn't make any sense because she's like dog walking all these other people, and then Oliver's like hardcore struggling using all this force. There's just like the fights are like in this episode like are really cool, but don't make any sense at all. Because like you're over like these guys that are really strong, you're just overpowering easily, and then like it doesn't really make sense.
Yeah.
Because like even head of security is giving her a hard time, right? And then Oliver, just whooping, right? So you would imply that Oliver's way better, which she is, and then she's fighting Oliver, and it's just like he's struggling. It's like this doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Also, it never implies that she's ever been trained. Like, how did she get these skills?
Right.
How can she do any of this?
That's true.
Now, when it comes to gun shooting, her dad obviously in the next episode is revealed to be very good at shooting guns. That was gonna.
Well, also it's not hard to shoot guns. Like
true, but it's hard. It's hard when you're using one bullet to hit somebody across the room.
Sure.
And multiple targets.
Yeah. And people get mad at me when I say this, and what I mean is because maybe there's some gun people watching. What I mean is if you have a sword, if you have a bow, if you have only your arms and legs, it's hard to kill someone. A gun enters the equation. It's hard to not kill someone.
Okay.
So it's like it's a lot easier to be effective with a gun. You don't need to be good with a gun to be effective with a gun. That's sort of my point.
Right. Okay. Yeah. But I'm saying that effective, like she's hitting multiple people on the head, turn down, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
With great accuracy. And then just the last one was that there were some really cool fight scenes, but they're kind of just wasted because they're rushed. It felt like it didn't really make sense to the plot. Why like all of them were like they just all died. All the monsters just died. And it's like okay.
Yeah.
So that's all I have to say about this.
Yeah. I have 2 things I want to say.
Yeah.
One thing is on the when they're at the grave, I kind of noticed something that I've never really noticed about the show before.
Yeah.
And that's that like the way it handles the whole Sarah thing is a little bit odd because it almost makes it like the issue is that Sarah died. Right.
Rather than what Oliver did.
Right. Yeah. Like there's one moment in that episode where he's like, I slept with my girlfriend's sister, and like he makes it sound like a bad thing. But like there's just so much focus on
her death
that caused her to die, and that's the problem with it. Which is a little bit odd.
That's fair. I didn't notice that.
Yeah,
you did.
But it's like, and like it's like just in the way like Oliver approaches it, and like Laurel and her dad approach it as well. It's very much like, because Sarah died, we're mad at you.
Not because she's my daughter.
Yeah, and it's like it's maybe it's just like because of sort of more of my worldview, but like there's like people die sometimes, right? Accidents occur, but like it's more, the situation would be more of what makes it a big deal to me than that she died,
right? Because everyone died on that raft,
right?
All of it.
Yeah. But it's just kind of a little bit off to me in the way they write the dialogue.
That is fair.
Stuff like
yeah.
that. But what was the other? Oh, the other thing I wanted to say real quick. At the very end of the episode, she's like, "Oh, I guess the vigilante just comes and goes as he wants," and then he's like, "How did you know?" And I'm like, "How did you not know?"
Thank you.
It's
I'm like, what have you done this episode that would make it not you?
Yes. You were literally there with her in the restaurant, came back, face to face, you know. You have a very chiseled, Stephen Mill, you have a very chiseled jaw with like a bit of stubble, right? Like, she was just staring at your face the entire night up to that point. You show back up in the same place, no mask on, just a hood.
Sneak into her room.
Yeah. And then on top of that, like, you get captured and you kill a bunch of people, right? Like, she should know who you are at that point.
And you that absolutely wiped the floor with all those guys.
Yeah. So it's like, it's very funny because
it's very obvious.
I think it's more of like, so they can do their little flashback in the next episode where she explains how she knows. But
it's just so stupid because, like, she knows. Do you think that the thing with these shows, like the Batman movies and like these kind of shows, they assume that they're the only one with enough technology and resources to find out things like they are. Except for the villain. The master villain can do it, and you can do it. Nobody else can do it. It's like she has a lot of money. I'm sure she can dig up stuff too and get resources like you. Like, it's not just.
But it's just like it's like the show like just tried to treat it like some reveal that she knows. It is like, well, yeah, like, especially after they were captured, like,
well,
I just
hot take too. The female actress love interest is not that great.
Oh yeah, the huntress.
Yeah, I think her acting kind of.
Yeah.
The love scenes kind of felt.
I mean, I think
it might be.
I think she did what she was written to do and asked to do, probably.
Okay, yeah.
I think that's probably more of the problem is that how she was written was not the best.
Well, it kind of, it was one of those things where, like, it felt like a down episode. In my opinion. Did you have a battle?
For this one, no. For both of them together, I do. So
this one is the importance of loved ones and how you should treat them.
Okay. Yeah.
Due to Walter, Oliver, Speedy, all of them throughout this episode treat Mother in a different way, Queen in a different way.
Yeah.
Showing different kinds of love. What was your rating overall?
Rating. I didn't write anything down. I would say a 5.
That's the exact one I gave it.
Okay, yeah.
So we agree.
It's sort of very middle of the road.
It wasn't that it was bad. It just, there was nothing that was great about it, and there was a lot of things that were negative.
Right. Now, I do have one fun fact about this.
Oh, good.
So, when you see her, I think in all her scenes, she's wearing a purple dress with like a silver cross necklace. This is an homage to Huntress in the comic books, who has a purple costume with a white cross.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
So,
well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So, a neat little wink and nod to comic books, which we love.
So we do love that, yes.
So yeah.
Well, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Is there? I can't think of anything else to say just about this episode. Do you got anything?
I don't think so.
Okay, so we can move on to the next episode called Oliver Teaches a Woman to Not Kill People, but Kill People Just a Little Bit. That's what it's called, I think, probably.
That's basically the premise of the whole thing. Wow, this is
Yeah, so let's maybe try and do a quick rundown.
Okay. This is why it kind of makes it a part 2 in the way that most episodes move on, whereas this one, at least they include a Huntress in the second one.
Yeah.
And the whole family thing.
Yeah.
So it kind of was a part 2, but it wasn't
Right. It picks up directly where the last one left off.
Which, again, was a good idea if they would have executed it, in my opinion.
Yeah, I see that. So Huntress wakes up, she's in bed with Oliver, she's like, oh, I'm gonna go kill some Chinese people or something.
Which is the Chinese girl from the first episode.
Yep. So there's another sort of underlying story thread there, which is very fun. Which I think throughout either this episode or the episode before, they were like, oh no, that like group of, that gang ends up fighting with that person, then like it's gonna be World War III in Star City, which is a line from Mr. Lance, but I respectfully have to disagree, because usually World Wars is where, the most prominent governments throughout the world all fight, not just a couple of gangs in one city. So
he was making a kind of an exaggeration.
Sure. But, I just feel like it wasn't an accurate metaphor.
Okay, that's right. Yeah.
No, his point is it's going to be devastating, because there's going to be people fighting to this, and people will be hit in the crossfire and stuff, and then Diggle says the same thing. So it's like, okay, that's kind of the plot of this episode.
Right.
So Oliver is like, hey, I'm also here with you, and I'm going to not let you kill those Chinese people. And then
which he stopped there last second, which is again, takes her back to the cave.
He's like, shooting a bow is important because it takes self-control and stuff like that.
Diggle comes in and disagrees.
Yeah, Diggle's like, don't tell her my name, you silly man.
You silly man.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, she doesn't know self-control, so I guess I'll give her a crossbow, but that happens a little bit later, I think. And
when they're deciding to go after her.
Right. Yeah.
Which they do.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what.
Oh, there's a lot of Tommy and Lance scenes.
Yeah.
Where, what happens is both Tommy and Lance and Oliver and her end up at the same restaurant again to fight with each other. Tommy breaks up with Laura. She breaks up with Oliver. Tommy and Lance make up, and then what's her name again? Huntress goes to attack her family. Oliver stops.
I don't know what her actual name is, but the character is.
Huntress goes, and Oliver stops them.
Yeah. Now I did enjoy the sort of double date scene.
It was.
I thought it was kind of entertaining and fun in like sort of an awkward way, and then it ended up going off the rails.
Again, it went off the rails for a stupid reason.
Yeah,
that's one of my complaints. It was like, well, you used to date her, and then everyone starts getting pissy and upset about it, and it's like, who cares?
Right.
He's not dating her now.
Yeah. Well, it's like, so the reason she gives, and this really annoyed me. Because like when I was 14 and I watched this the first time, this did not really annoy me. Now that I'm older and I have seen a lot of relationships work and a lot of relationships not work, what she says is, she's like, oh, I can't believe you like sort of led me on, because you're obviously still in love with that woman and you'll always be in love with that woman, and it's like, we're trying to do that thing in this season where you're predestined to be with Laurel, and like everyone could see that, but you and her, even though the show ends up going in a very different direction
later, right?
Anyway, I hate that sort of like weird.
It's very middle school. It's like, that's a very middle school response to something.
It is.
And you're adults, and you literally poured out your traumatic instances with each other, and now you're like dumping him because he used to like a girl.
Right. Yeah. Well, and like, we talked about this before, I think, but there is a lot of like teenage drama in like every CW show. Really.
It's so dumb because like, you guys are full grown men and women.
Right.
Like, what is going on?
Yeah, and like I mean, maybe I'm just disheartened and don't believe in true love. But I'm like, if the man is not dating the woman, he's
making
dating.
a choice not to be with her.
Right. He's not dating the woman. There's like, I don't believe in this weird cosmic form of love that, like, the show wants me to believe in. And maybe it's because I'm not a teenager anymore. That's probably what it is.
Yeah, it just felt very
but
cheesy.
Yeah, that I thought was very silly.
Which is one of my complaints too.
Mm-hmm.
The whole episode, especially that scene,
Yeah.
feels very cheesy. It felt like somebody had a lot of money and it was written by some kid in his backyard. Right? That's what it felt like. And like all the scenes, the writing felt cheesy. It was like, no one would say this in real life. Like, what are we doing? Like,
to be fair, judge me, internet, if you like. I have seen many chick flicks.
Yeah.
This was a lot better writing than many chick flicks I've seen.
True, but chick flicks are known for being really cheesy.
Right.
So like, especially because the first episodes of Arrow were not cheesy. Like, I would say they were actually really good. And now it's like,
there was moments here and there.
There was moments.
Yeah.
Like the ski mask people looked stupid. But it wasn't like as a whole cheesy. The whole writing as a whole felt cheesy with moments that weren't cheesy. It felt like the narratives changed.
Right.
Where now it's all cheesy with good moments. Whereas,
Yeah. And again, I mean, I don't know if I've said this before, but I'm gonna act like I did.
Yeah.
Again, this is sort of the dilemma with this show is because some of it is kind of cheesy in a way I enjoy.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
I enjoy, like Oliver being like, oh, I could almost run as fast as a motorcycle.
Which is great.
Yeah. But like that's kind of funny, and like it's Batman, he can do everything. Of course he can. We want to believe he can do it.
Right.
But then also sometimes it's cheesy in a way I don't enjoy with like some of the relationship stuff in the show. Yeah. So it's that there's and like even some of the relationship stuff is done in a cheesy way that I'm like, okay, I'm here for it. But then other times I'm like, they took it too far. There's too much cheese. I don't need that much cheese.
I don't need that much cheese.
I need some spaghetti too.
Cheese.
Don't give me a pile of cheese with just like one meatball and spaghetti noodle underneath.
Exactly.
I need spaghetti with.
I need spaghetti with cheese. Right?
Yes.
This one had a few more likes than last episode.
Okay.
I like that though all Diggle's lines are very cheesy. Again.
Yeah.
The writing is cheesy. Diggle's character is at least being consistent.
Mm-hmm.
His morals haven't changed, even if the writing is like you wouldn't say that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like with Diggle's character how open they're making him, like how cheesy they're making him, but that's probably just an episode writing.
Okay.
He was more intimidating and like cool in the first episodes, and now he's kind of feels like he's kind of like, But at least his character's being consistent, morality-wise.
Mm.
He's saying the same messages.
Right.
So I did like that.
Well, and I also liked sort of, I guess it's like, when you're a teenager.
Yeah.
I'm sure many people have been in this area where like they've been like, this person, and then everyone around you is like, no, that person's
awful.
That person's not good for you. And maybe they're awful, maybe they're just not good for you. Probably they're lovely. Most people are lovely people. But I did sort of like that message here with Diggle sort of being the voice of reason there.
Right.
It's the Diggle very much has like buddy cop energy, where he's like, oh yeah, I'm like, like there's buddy cop movies where it's like there's two cops and they're brothers and like hold each other accountable and stuff. And Diggle is very
Right.
much like the buddy cop in that.
Right.
But yeah, no, I sort of did like that angle where Oliver's like, oh, I can smooch whoever I want. I can kiss them. And then
He's like,
Diggle's
"Oh,
like,
dude."
no, probably don't.
Well, yeah.
And like, you know, it's a little cheesy, but I feel like as far as like sort of the more teenage juvenile things in the show, I appreciate that one more because it's sort of it's sort of good like philosophically, I guess I would say.
Yeah, I could agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I definitely agree with that. I would, yeah. No. Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing I liked,
Mm-hmm.
Walter looking into his wife.
Mm-hmm.
How they've handled Walter coming back has been 10 out of 10 for me.
Okay.
Where Miss Smoke goes up to him with this evidence of something. He says, don't look into my wife anymore. That's in the past. You know, I shouldn't have done that. And then I was curious. He does look into it, and then he asks for help. The whole way how they handle this, I think they're doing it, one, at the correct pace, which is very important.
Mm-hmm.
The correct way that each character will react.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that the way they've handled this has been great. So that does, overall, my rating would have been a little bit lower, and this did uplift the rating for sure.
Mm-hmm.
For this one episode, because I really did like how they handled this.
Yeah. Can I tell you something, Sam?
Yeah.
He's only like in the show for like 2 more episodes. I don't know for sure. They write him off really quick. I don't know what, like, if the actor just like was too expensive to have on as like a regular, or
Right.
or what exactly it was, but yeah, it's like, I want to say just like halfway through the season, because like they already write him off once for a couple episodes, and then he's back for I don't know how long.
A couple more.
Yeah, and then they just write him off again,
Well,
and they never comes back.
for now, they've handled it really well.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Again, I will say this again. Tommy and Lance in this episode were great.
Mhm.
I don't like admitting that, but I'm good towards due. It was great.
Yeah.
In this episode. The last like I have, Helena's, that's her name. Helena.
Okay. Yeah.
Helena's dad does have game, and I like that. All the other billionaires
Wait, hold on. He has a game?
in
Like he's going out to the club and...
no with five.
Oh, okay. Is that true?
I need to be.
Okay.
But also, I guess it has to depend, because if you're like at jiu-jitsu or fighting or boxing, you say that people will take it that way. So I guess
Yeah,
it depends on but normally, yeah.
Right. Well, because the only time I've heard the term being used
Is
is like
weird.
weirdos on the internet being like, "This is how you get women."
That is true.
Ah.
Yeah, I should specify that. Anyway, all these other billionaires
Yes.
and millionaires, whenever someone would go after them, none of them showed any hustle, resilience, fighting back. They all just cowered. Especially like the tough ones who like, you don't want to know what I'm capable of, all this stuff. And as soon as somebody comes, they're the biggest whips. They can't defend themselves. They don't even try. But they just run, and they're slow at it, and then they get absolutely cooked, right?
Yeah.
I loved that for once, just for once, that somebody actually showed like incentive, preparation, hustle. Like he was actually really good with the gun.
Yeah.
Like he was defending himself pretty darn good, and he was hustling pretty good. And he just knew what to do. He unlocked the safe, grabbed the laptop. He was prepared and ready. He knew what to do in that situation. First time, because all the other ones have just laid over dead, right?
Yeah.
Or just said, hey, I'll buy my way out of this, which
Yeah.
nobody cares.
I was gonna say though, as far as billionaires go, them being like, "Oh, you don't want to know what I'm capable of," and then someone attacks them, they're like,
Exactly.
like that might not be unrealistic to actual billionaires. I don't know.
For sure, because, yeah. So on to the dislikes. I already talked about how it's cheesy. Again, I've talked about this before. when Helena starts joining Arrow,
Mhm.
the mask.
Oh yeah.
Dude, that's what you should do.
Yeah.
The mask is stupid, one, because it doesn't actually hide anything,
Sure.
right? Anyone could know.
But for
But
the
all
superhero
superhero
genre,
All
we gotta
superhero shows
say.
and genres do that. But then, if you take it from that way, why did Oliver not do the same? I don't understand why
Yeah.
Oliver has chosen not to do it yet. It doesn't make any sense. I've already said this once.
Yeah.
Since he's capable of doing stuff like that. Like,
It is very odd. And then also, like, I didn't really think about this, but you know, you talked about.
and in the comics, he wears a mask.
Yeah. It's like they just want to be different or something. But you talked about in like the first episode,
Yeah.
like where does he get his tech from?
Yeah.
In this episode, he, like, Huntress is like, do I get a super suit? And it's like, oh yeah, it's up on my computer, you know, like Amazon.com. She's like, oh, does it come in purple? I'm like, wait, where is he ordering these super suits from?
Super suits from? How is he making them? Yeah. Right. It's
Is
one
it-
of those things.
Is it the Russian gang? Are they
Maybe.
making the super suits for him?
But again, that doesn't make sense. Like, at least like in the Batman trilogy, they talk about how it happens. When this one, they just don't want to have to do all that because they don't have a reason.
Yeah.
So that's
Well,
stupid.
like later on, it's like Star Labs, but there's no Star Labs yet. So yeah. I think again we're sort of
Oh.
to assume it's like with his company,
I guess.
but yeah, they never say that.
Oh,
And it's like, you know, you would think someone would notice.
on the Diggle now.
Mm-hmm.
What's happened to Diggle? They have him in for like 1 or 2 scenes in every episode now.
Yeah.
He doesn't do anything. He hasn't helped. Besides that one episode, he hasn't helped Oliver do anything.
Yeah.
And whatever happened to him being Oliver's bodyguard act? Like, normally he would be following Oliver around, you know, at a distance,
Yeah.
pretending to be his bodyguard. How come Oliver's allowed to go out and do whatever he wants to on Diggle and just, like, not be there?
Yeah.
That's something I really dislike about the episode, because they're being inconsistent now with the character.
Right.
Like, his goal is to be there being his bodyguard, and now that he's working with Oliver, that's great, but he still has to hold up the act. That's the whole point of him choosing Diggle, right? And now they just accidentally forgot about it. That's just something the writers forgot about, probably, or just didn't consider. And it's
Well,
kind of,
I mean, and I think he does do some of that again.
but not these episodes.
Right.
It's been, I understand if there's one episode, but like this has been now multiple episodes consecutively that you haven't really seen the actor very much.
Yeah.
Just, you know, they be the prep talk guy. Another thing, we'll leave that one for last because that was the big one.
I mean, they
Oh,
could
that was
have been just trying to give certain actors breaks, you know, giving
Yeah.
them less scenes in certain
But it
episodes.
still doesn't make sense overall
Sure.
for the show.
Yeah.
Whatever happens to the flashbacks too? There's
Mhm.
been done for several episodes.
That is true. I didn't even
Which
think
is a
about
little
that.
weird. I guess that's just not anything that's applicable to the storyline, which is fine. It's just weird that, you know, it's
Yeah.
an interesting choice. That's more of a neutral thing.
Yeah.
No, I want to point out.
I didn't think about that at all. Because like definitely by the end of the season
Yeah.
they're like doing they're actually at least in season 2
Yeah.
they're pretty consistently like you know, like there's a full consistent story that's going on in the island.
Right.
So, and I think by the end of season 1 they have that as well.
Okay. It's just weird that they're kind of pausing it for now, and I know
Right.
there's going to be more because we don't know.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah.
It's just kind of weird. Though, to be fair, I also don't want them just to show some random content if it doesn't actually apply to the
Right.
story.
Yeah.
So it could be a good thing.
Oh, hey, look, Oliver, he shot a bird.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, look, he's eating the bird with the other guy.
Just
Eating birds together.
like
Like teaches him how to say, please pass the bird in Chinese.
in Chinese. Again, Tommy's dad situation that just made it worse by them not identifying anything about this in this next episode.
Yeah.
Another thing, mother's confessional to Walter about the crimes. In this episode, we assume as an audience that she had him killed or assisted it, right? She's never fully out of the blue just stated this as a fact, right? For all we know, there could be a twist ending, right? And it's one of those things like in season 1 of The Flash, you know who the Reverse Flash is, most likely. You're like, that's probably the Reverse Flash, but you don't know for sure.
Yeah, there's some red herrings and stuff.
Right. You're like, that's probably him because of X, Y, and Z. But they don't reveal it because they want to keep you on your toes, and when they do, you're like, yes, I knew it.
Well, it's like, right? That guy is definitely him, but then there's the other guy, so how does he play a part in it? Because he does.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
So this is what this mother feels like, because you know, and you're like waiting for it, but you're expecting it to happen towards probably like the end, right? When stuff gets chaotic, right?
Yeah.
So the fact that she just confesses this to Walter and admits all of it is really dumb. It's also really dumb because Walter obviously seems like a decent person. Seems like it for now, right? Why is he not like, she literally confessed to murdering her son and Sarah and her husband, right? And so why is he not doing something with this? And then why would she confess it? Because then they're obviously, again, didn't do anything with it again.
First off, yes. I don't think she confessed.
She said, I had my husband killed.
Did she say that?
She said, I know that must be hard for me to die. We salvaged the boat and I had my husband.
No. She said, the line wasn't that. The line was, he was assassinated? Something like that.
Had her husband assassinated.
No, she didn't
say
that. She did not. She did not.
Does.
Remember, I remember taking over. Oh no.
We'll look back at it.
I'll put it in like the edit or something, and we'll see.
We'll see.
Maybe we'll bring it back up next week.
Bring it next week. Okay.
Up and stuff.
We'll get back to that then.
Because I'm pretty sure she says that he had been assassinated. I don't think she said that she had any part to play.
Maybe I missed. I thought she did, but maybe I missed.
Right. Well, and it definitely seems like she did.
Right.
And so but either way.
It's just
either
weird
way.
How he's handling.
Yeah, it's just weird that he's like, oh, okay, yeah.
I know I'm mad at you now. I'm not mad at you anymore.
Well, and it seems like even from his perspective, whether she said it or not, I don't think she did, but maybe she did.
Okay.
It definitely seems like she is, right? Like she's hiding the boat, which is kind of weird.
Also, if she found the boat in the middle of the bottom of the ocean, right? That ocean, like they're in deep sea, right? In the middle of nowhere practically.
Right.
You find the boat. How did you not find Oliver on the island?
Yeah.
Which is one of those things where I think she knew, or at least Tommy's dad knew that he was there, right?
Yeah.
And they just purposely left him there.
Can I tell you something that's disappointing?
Did it spoil?
No. They never get into it.
Are you serious?
Yeah. They never bring up that she has a boat in a warehouse again.
No, are you serious?
I'm serious.
No. That's such a CW thing to do.
It is. Well,
that's
I mean, you do have to realize though that they're writing these shows like a lot of times as their episodes are coming out.
Sure.
So it's like they're like, oh, we need to think of a reveal. Oh, he sees that there's a boat in a warehouse. And then they just sort of.
I mean, to be fair, it's not super important either.
Right.
Because as long as you reveal that she's evil or that she's not evil, by the end of the season, it doesn't really matter too much.
Yeah.
But so there's all that stuff that's kind of weird. Again, I'll go back to this. They started off the relationship way too quick, and something that really could have done this episode is the breakup scene.
Okay.
The breakup scene, like I already told you, is really cheesy and stupid, right? But they go through this so quick. It's like they needed Oliver. I haven't seen the next episodes after this, so they'll probably reveal why. They went through getting them together and breaking it so quick, right? At least in the Flash, like they build up to it and they tear it down slowly, right? With this one, it's like there's 2 episodes. Halfway through the episode they get together, and then halfway through the second episode they break up.
Yeah.
That's less than 1 episode's worth of time. And it doesn't make, first off, the relationship doesn't make any sense. Because the other thing is, he keeps having inconsistent feelings about her. He's like, yeah, she's wrong, she's bad. And then he keeps like rebuking her, saying, but the way you're killing's bad. And he's like, here, come kill a different way with me. It's like, what? And then he's like, oh, what you're doing is wrong and bad. she's like, oh, but you know you want to do it. And then they start making out. And it's like, what? That's not making any sense. And so he's having inconsistent feelings about her, so why are you together with her?
Right.
Which again, is just all that drama that they want. And then the whole breakup scene was like really forced, because like she wouldn't actually be mad at him in her life about that.
To be fair,
Everything about it was just him. Awful.
You've known people and maybe been a person who doesn't think clearly when it comes to like women.
Okay,
Right.
but still, this like
It is,
they're adults.
it is, yes.
Oliver is supposed to be a very well-rounded emotional person, right? She says, well, in some,
Yeah.
I don't want to get attached to you because my boyfriend or my fiance died, and then she just hooks up with him anyways. Which again, inconsistent feelings for her. And then he's like, oh, I can't do this because the way you do things is wrong. Which he's, by the way, he's been rebuking criminals throughout the whole show. The Royal Flush. He's like, the way you're doing this, I understand what you're doing, but the way you're doing it's wrong. And he goes all the way out to stop them, right? To physically stop them. And then with her, it's just like, okay, you should join me instead. What?
Well, she's a lot more sexy than the Royal Flush Gang.
Is she though?
To each their own destiny.
But you know
I
what I'm saying.
think so.
But you know what I'm saying. It just the whole
Yeah.
relationship doesn't make sense. They started it too quick. That's when they ended it way too quick because they needed.
It feels like, because, and this is sort of the issue I have with him and Laurel as well, is like, he's just kind of dumb about it, where he's like, oh, we shouldn't be together, but like,
And then this
we're
dude
just so hot and we need to do some kissing.
they don't handle it well.
And I like it a little bit better here because it sort of presents it as being dumb. Whereas with Laurel, it's kind of like, yeah, they're destined to be together because they're so hot and need to do some kisses.
You're saying that they couldn't have thought anything up better. Why couldn't they just made it last?
Sure, for sure.
Or brought her, introduced her. Again, it's probably just they're writing it per episode. But I just feel like they could have handled the story.
Well, also-
I'm really disappointed about
Also,
Tommy's dad.
because like they cram a lot into this first season.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and like part of that might be they didn't know if they were getting season 2. Part of it might be,
Well,
yeah.
this was kind of a test subject,
Mhm.
almost.
Yeah.
So yeah, again, this episode was a lot more evenly paced.
Mhm.
There was just a lot of really dumb things, and a lot of the reason I rate this one lower too is stuff that they brought over.
Mhm.
Like Tommy's dad, they still did nothing with that. That was super disappointing.
Yeah.
So, what's your moral though? Or do you have any likes and dislikes?
I mean, overall, I think it's, again, like I said with the first episode, torn on their relationship. Because on the one hand, I don't like it. On the other hand, I'm kind of not supposed to.
Right, and it is obvious that he needs this kind of thing in the show. It is, you know, I don't disagree with the idea or the effort. I disagree with how they did it.
Yeah. I think it is a little fast paced. I like Diggle, the role he played.
Maybe even more though in the show.
Yeah. Felicity, her character I just like a lot less than I did the first time I watched through.
It's hard. Her character again's weird.
Yeah.
Because if you watch like The Flash, the way you're introduced to her is so much different in this show.
Mm-hmm.
And right now you're like, who is she? Why is she? What does she do? How does she have all these skills? Like, she seems like one of those characters that people bring in that can do everything that you need to do. Just because you need a character who can do that. And it's like, well, you have to explain to me why she can do that.
Yeah. And like, I like her interactions with Oliver for the main part in this season. You know, like those are funny.
Right.
Some of her lines with Lance, I'm just like,
This is kind of weird.
yeah, it's just kind of like trying too hard.
Oh, Walter, you mean?
Yeah, Walter. Yeah.
Yeah, she's trying too hard, and it's like that's something wrong and awkward every time. I do though. On that note, I do love Walter's responses. It's just like I really don't care. Like, give me what I want. Like,
Right. Yeah.
are you done yet? Like, I like Walter's half of it
Mm-hmm.
because his reactions are funny,
Mm-hmm.
but her like again, that wouldn't happen in real life.
Yeah, it's just they make her a little too cartoonish at times. I think is the way I would say.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So yeah, her stuff was again that where I'm like, I don't hate the character. She can be a little much. She could be a little much.
It's also not very well developed character as far.
Yeah.
Do you have a moral?
Yeah. So my moral is just sort of the moral that Diggle gave to Oliver, where it's like, you can't he used the metaphor of like someone trying to get off drugs by helping someone else to get off drugs, and how that doesn't work. And that's sort of my moral. It's like, when you're going through issues, right, sometimes the best thing to do is step away from other people who are going through those issues.
True. Yeah, that was a good analogy.
Yeah. So that's sort of
mine's similar. Mm-hmm. It was trusting your true friends, which I was a great example on actually. That you did it way better than anything. That's just like Diggle being that or anchor or like. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I really did like Diggle in this episode, though I still feel like he should be in there more. Maybe more of like the actual action per se.
Yeah, I gotcha.
But I did like the parts that he had in it thus far. Mm-hmm. Do you have a rating or anything?
Rating for episode 2. It's hard because they gel together.
Yeah, they're very much the same.
Did I like episode 2? I think I would say a 5 again.
Again, that's my same rating.
Yeah.
I think this is the first time we've actually agreed.
It is, yeah. I'm pretty sure. But it's also the first time. Is the first time we haven't had like opposite opinions on things for the most part.
Sure, we've agreed on. Yeah, that's
right. But yeah, I think one more thing I will say good about these 2 episodes is this does like establish other sort of heroes.
Sure. Yeah, it does.
With Huntress, and like this is the first time we kind of get that in this show, where it's like, because the show has a lot of characters where it's like this could be a spin-off show.
True.
And this is the first time where it's like, I could see a Huntress spin-off show. Would I want it? No, probably not. But
definitely now.
Yeah. But I kind of like that about the Arrowverse world. Is there's like, there's a lot of characters around that could do their own stuff.
Right. It does feel very comic bookish, so I will say that. Yeah. The CW does a good job of this. Yeah. Like characters come and go as they're needed, and they can show up again.
Right.
When they do a good job on that still.
Yeah.
Well,
for sure. So I think that's all I have to say. Is that all you have to say?
I believe that is all I have to say as well.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being here and talking about TV shows and stuff.
Of course.
And thank you so much
for watching
for
this video.
Not being here. Thank you for not coming to my house. Otherwise,
creepy.
My security guy over here, he would have to be
your mansion.
Right. My mansion. Yeah. Which I live in.
Exactly.
And never leave because I'm so rich. I would need to.
Yeah.
But yeah. Comment below if you like this.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah. If you like sort of the way we talk about this sort of things, there's a lot more TV shows I talk about on this YouTube channel you're probably watching this on. So yeah, I talk about Supernatural, Doctor Who, Star Trek, all of that is up on the channel. So you can subscribe.
Awesome.
Yeah. We should end with a handshake. That'd be so cool.
End with a handshake.
Yeah. Every time. That's our new thing.
Every single time. Keep us accountable.